The police unions were very upset with President Barack Obama. Did any Republican say that Obama's anti-cop rhetoric unleashed the three different black men who murdered ambush-style cops in New York, cops in Baton Rouge, three. There were two in New York. There were five in Dallas that were murdered by three separate black men, all of whom either told friends or posted on social media about their anger towards the police because of the assertion that the police were engaging in institutional racism. Did anybody suggest that it was Obama's rhetoric that might have encouraged these three black men to do what they did? And let's not forget what Chris Matthews said. In a moment of candor, he admitted that most white people would never vote for somebody if they thought he was a racist.
Mainly it's for white people, because white people won't vote for a guy, most of them, if they think they're racist.
So much for the dog whistle stuff. Here you have this lefty over at MSNBC admitting that most white people would not vote for somebody if they thought he was a racist. What does that say? That says the Trump voters do not believe he is a racist. You just now said most white voters wouldn't vote for somebody if they thought he was racist. Donald Trump won the white vote, as has, by the way, every Republican since 1964.
And turn this primary from a campaign that's about negative attacks into one about what we're for, because we cannot get reelected. We cannot win this reelection. We can only reelect Donald Trump.
Joe Biden in midseason form. John is in Ventura, California. John, you're on the Larry Elder Show.
Yeah, hi, Larry. Thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I know I'm taking a really extreme radical position on the Floyd, incident, the fatality, the death.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just say a couple things beforehand. One, Rush, I think his spill is 98.6 of the time. He's always right. I think you're always running on a fever. So, anyways, yeah, I hope you got that.
I got it.
100.
Above 100%.
Yeah, that's right, 100.5. So to Floyd, and I'm not trying to pull a Kobe because everything that's going on, I think, is it's all presumptuous. So he obviously had a stint in jail, 98, 2002, criminal trespassing, 98 was theft,
right?
Then cocaine, and then the Moneyball, 5 years for armed robbery. Then you fast forward, I guess he had a son that his son hadn't seen him since he was 4 or 5 years old. So I had read that. I don't know if it's true or not. And of course, the media and the news talked about it was an estranged relationship when really he basically abandoned his son, which falls in line with a lot of the problems today. And I use a lot of gentlemen, and most of them all had, they came out of a broken family, no father. So then we fast forward to what had happened here in this case, and they found fentanyl in him. They found Oxycontin in him. They found methamphetamine in him. And if you look up fentanyl is could give you respiratory distress and can cause death if it's mixed with something else. So we automatically are assuming that what this officer did killed him when he could have. And I told people from the beginning, something's fishy here. I go, I bet he was high, and his heart was already fluttering, and I used to get high, and my heart used to flutter. And then couple that with the autopsies that came back, that 2 out of the 3, except for Botten, said there was no asphyxiation or strangulation, and then also coupled with the fact, and I'm not sure, and I know you are because you're 100.5% correct, is that what he did was legal. So it's kind of so much falls in line with the Eric Gardner case. In fact, Eric Gardner, I think, was worse because he was literally.
John, I'm going to have to run, but you just sound like you just gave a closing argument by a defense lawyer on the part of this lead officer. And John, I'm telling you, you raised a lot of reasonable doubt. And I'm warning the community that if you don't get the verdict you want, don't start rioting because it's not going to be a slam dunk. John, thank you so much for the call. I appreciate it.